Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into an interesting topic that affects a lot of us, especially those in the job market or working in the tech industry. We're talking about the baby boomers generation and how they shape the workplace, particularly in corporate America. If you're wondering why your job interviews feel outdated, or why the push to return to the office is so strong, this video will shed some light. So, let's jump right in. First things first, who are the baby boomers? The baby boomer generation includes those born after World War II, typically between 1946 and 1964. This group grew up in an era marked by stability, economic growth, and the rise of traditional corporate structures. They are deeply familiar with routine and processes, and many of them have spent decades working in environments where those values are reinforced. For baby boomers, there's comfort in routine. Whether that's driving to the office every day, getting their morning coffee, or engaging in face-to-face interactions throughout the day. Now, let's talk about where they are today. Most baby boomers are still in leadership positions, especially in industries like technology. They've worked their way up through the corporate ladder and now hold significant power and influence. Because they're so accustomed to traditional office culture, many of them are the ones leading the charge to bring people back to the office. Even as younger generations push for remote or hybrid work options, baby boomers grew up commuting to work, chatting with coworkers in hallways, and attending in-person meetings. This is their comfort zone. And if you've ever been interviewed by baby boomers, you've probably noticed how different the experience is compared to being interviewed by a millennial or Gen Z manager. With baby boomers, you often face an extensive interview process. Sometimes there are 4 to 6 people on the panel, all ready to ask you a range of questions, many of which aren't even related to your resume or the actual job. Some questions are so out of left field that even the interviewers themselves might not know the answers. Interviews can last over an hour and often feel exhausting and redundant. They might even involve 4 to 8 separate interview stages, which can drag on and yield little result. In contrast, when a millennial or Gen Z is interviewing you, the process is usually more efficient. They're less focused on grilling you with endless questions, and more interested in whether they can see themselves working with you. Millennials and Gen Zs understand that technical skills can be taught, so their main concern is whether you'd be a good fit for the team. In many cases, their interviews last 20 minutes or less, because they just need to know one thing: can they work with you? They don't waste time with irrelevant questions. Now let's address the big issue. There are a ton of jobs out there in the technology space, but there's a generational gap in how hiring decisions are made. Many baby boomers in leadership positions still expect younger generations to follow the same career paths and work styles they did. This creates a barrier for many young, talented individuals looking for work. When you ask these baby boomer leaders about the talent pool, they'll often tell you there's a shortage of skills, but that's just not true. The real issue is they're overlooking the fact that skills can be learned and adapted. These leaders sometimes forget that in the next decade, many of them will retire or step down. And when that happens, it'll be the millennials and Gen Zs who will step up as the new leaders, bringing in fresh ideas and modern ways of working. If you're a young person, especially if you're part of the millennial or Gen Z generation in the tech space and you're struggling to land a job, here's my advice. Don't give up. I know it's frustrating, but keep honing your skills, learning new technologies, and networking. Here are a few tips to help you navigate this generational barrier. 1. Focus on skill development. Continue building up your portfolio of skills, whether it's coding, design, or project management, so you can prove your worth when you do get in front of the right person. 2. Target forward-thinking companies. Look for companies that are led by younger, more progressive leaders, or those that have adopted modern hiring practices like skills-based assessments and flexible work environments. 3. Leverage your network. Sometimes breaking into the industry isn't just about your resume. It's about who you know. Attend tech meetups, participate in online forums, and connect with people in your desired field. 4. Be resilient and adapt. Remember, the older generation won't be in control forever. The tide is shifting, and it's only a matter of time before younger generations take the reins. Now, while experience is a valuable asset, the problem arises when this generation holds on to traditional methods and values in a world that's rapidly changing, especially in tech. Remember, the current older generation, the so-called baby boomers, won't be around forever. Whether through retirement or the natural course of life, their time in the workforce is limited. Eventually, it'll be you and your peers stepping into those leadership roles. The future belongs to the next generation, and with the evolving landscape of technological work, it's only a matter of time before new ideas and approaches take center stage. So there you have it. A closer look at the baby boomers generation and how their influence is still shaping the workplace negatively, but also how change is on the horizon. If you're a young professional, keep your head up. Your time is coming. The tech industry needs you, even if the current leadership doesn't realize it yet. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I'll see you in the next one.